Molweni, sawubona, sandibonani, molweni kunjani, ndikumthwana wabantu. Listen man, let's get started. I'm mthwana wabantu. So we have a question here. They say there exists a relationship between X and Y. So the relationship between X and Y means if it's -2, it's going to produce 3. If it's 1, it's going to produce 3. If it's 3, it's going to produce, just like how we see. So this is a relationship. If you have an X as an input, I'm going to get output of Y. Let me explain to you something quickly. What does that mean? So now we don't know which type of function it is. For example, let's assume it's a linear. Let's say this is f of x. We know this is linear. 2x, let's say, plus 1. Because it's linear, because it's mx plus 1. So it's a straight line. Meaning, if I want to input -2, for example, I'm just saying, let's say -1, let's say x plus 1 or x minus 1. For example, it's not like it is, but okay, let's say x is -2. If x equals -2, it's going to be -2 here, -1 equals to -3. You see? So to get the value of f of x or y in other way is going to depend on x. So x, y is dependent, but this x is independent. That's why in the following table, the independent variable is represented by x. Means it does not depend nobody. X doesn't depend nobody, but to get the value of y, it depends on what input of x is gonna go in here. Meaning these are inputs. And then it's gonna put, means if you put the value of x, for example, -2, you see, put here again. So x is independent, or it does not depend on anybody, but the value of y depend on x's. That's what I'm trying to say here. And the dependent variable represented by y means these y depend on x, y depend on x, y depend on all of them. So now we have to talk about which table represents the relationship which is not function. Now I have to explain to you about relationship before we solve this question, because otherwise you won't be able to solve this question. So just 2 minutes of your time, and then you'll be able to understand everything. So about relationship is like this. Okay, let's see type of relationship. If let's say you have a, let's say this is the group and this is another group. Let's say this is the input and this is the output. Okay, if this, let's say A, B, C, and let's say this is M, N, and O. So if the relationship is like this, let's say for example, this produce this, and this, let's say, produce this. Let's say we have a 2 terms here, and this produce this. If this is type of relationship, means we can have the value, same value of x. See, same value? Excuse me, I mean different value. See, you can have a x and can give us y. And you see we have a different type of x's. It could produce the same output of y. Y is like output, right? You know, like you see different value of x, but sometimes they can produce single value of y. Yes, it is a function, it's acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like many to one means a lot of things they can produce single answer. For example, you see here 1 it gave us 3, also 5 they give us 3. So 3 is like the same thing, but the value are different. Look, 1 and 5 is like B and C, but both of them they give us what? 3. So this type of relationship, it does exist, and yes, when it's like that, it could be function. Like look here, -2 and 3, that difference, like -2 and 3, let's say B and C, but both of them they give us -3 and -3. Means they give us single thing. But also sometimes it could be like here, look, all of them that difference, not like you see here some of them there. Excuse me, you see like these and these are different things, and they can give us like A can give us whatever, like different thing. -2 can give us -3. Not all the time you must have something similar, like here A can give us B. So this type of relationship, when it's happened, we say this is the function. See, this is many to one, many thing to one, and this is one to one function. It's like many to one and then one to one. So this is the function. When this type of relationship happen, yes, it's the function. A good example, this is a function because you got 2 different things like explained, this and this, but it give us 3. And this is 1 and 5, they give us 3. So this is the function here. This type of relationship is the function. Now, let's take the second one. Another relationship. Okay, shows me just a second, guys. Another relationship is like, for example, one-on-one. Like, let's say these are x's or input, and these are output. Okay, let's say this is input, like I said, and these are output. Okay, let's say this is A, B, C, and this, let's say K, M, N. So M, N, whatever. Okay, these are acceptable. So this is one-to-one function. Means you could have A produce B, B produce M, C produce N, A produce K. So this is a function also. It's one-to-one function. So when you have, let's say, all the value of x are different and they produce different value of y, yes, it is function is acceptable. You see what I'm saying? So this was a type of function. Now let's check if you have something like this. This is a good example. They don't have the same products and all of them are different. Can you see -1 produce 5? See, 2 produce 4, and then 3 produce 7. So this is one-to-one function. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So this type of relationship is a function. Now, which type of relationship is not function? Let's see. Which type of relationship is not function? I'm going to explain to you now. Okay, so the type of relationship is not function is when, like this, for example. Let's say this input and this output. Okay? Let's say this is K, M, N, and this is P, Q, R. So I'm saying, okay, let's say P and Q, P and Q, P and Q. So this is a thing. One thing can never produce two things, according to the fact. Like, we can say this produce this and this produce this. Then this type of relationship is not function. You know what I'm saying? We can have a one-to-many, no. But we can have a many to one. Can you see? Many to one. These are many things can produce same result. But you can have a one-to-many, no. Many to one function or one-to-one function. So this is not true. You see what I'm saying? This is not true. Even though this could give us single thing, but this, we don't have this type of function like whereby single thing produce many things. For example, see, this is 3 produce 4, and the same 3 also produce -4. No, there's no such a thing. So this is not function. Like here, look, 4 produce 5, and then the same 4 produce -5. No. So this is not function. This type of relationship is not function. However, this it is function because we say we can have a many thing produce one thing. Like you see, many thing, this and this, but they can produce same value, which is -3. So many thing, -2, -1, 3, 5, they can produce single thing, which is 3. Like all of them they produce 3. But not one thing produce 2. No. So this is a function. This relationship is a function. So the option is option S. So now let's say which table represents a relationship which is not function. So it's S. These are two answers. Molweni sanibonani kunjani ndingumthwana wabantu. I'm Mthwana wabantu. Let's get started. Mthwana wabantu. Let's get started. So now let's see here question number 20. The following table represent a linear function. Oh yes, you know why? Because look, f(x) meaning y. When you say f(x) meaning it's like a y equal to ax. Remember for this case a represent the slope. So it's like mx, but for this case they didn't say m, it's like a x and then plus b. So b is the y-intercept. What is the question? Now let's say a straight line that has a greater y-intercept. So they given us a lot of straight line. So they say which straight line which has a greater y-intercept than the straight line described by the linear function above. So this linear function above, we don't know the slope, we don't know y-intercept. So first and foremost, we need to find the slope and y-intercept, and then after that we're going to come and look among these which one has a greater y-intercept than the straight line we're gonna get. You see what I'm saying? The one that we're gonna obtain above. So now let's do that. So they give us a lot of coordinates here. It's like the first coordinate is like -1 and 5. The second one, let's write the coordinate, is what is 1 and 9. The third coordinate is, so I don't need a lot of coordinates. I can take 2 and then find equation of a line, because the following represent a linear function. So this is its coordinate. So I can take the first one, second one, or first one, third one. Is going to give me the same answer. You see what I'm saying? Or this and that. Or so let me take, for example, this and that. But we're also going to test this and that just to see if it's going to give the same slope. So now I'm going to say, so I want to get f of x, like f of x equal to, f of x we say equal to y. So 1 of 10 y equal to ax plus b. First things, find the value of the slope or gradient. So this is a slope or gradient. Let's find it. How are you going to get there? To get the slope or gradient, change in y means take this y minus this y. It's like 9 minus 5 over 1 minus, means take this value of y minus this another y. Or you can say change in y. So you can change in y over change in x. So that means 9 minus 5 over 1 minus this value for here. Mean this x minus this x. But what the value for x here? -1. So 9 minus 5 equal to 4 over negative plus 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So 4 divided by 2 equal to 2. So the value of slope equal to 2. You see what I'm saying? You can even do this one also should give us the same thing. So the value of slope, so we're going to use this coordinate, but let's just test quick if to see if it's going to give us the same thing. Changing y, if I take, let's say this 2. So changing y means I'm going to take this y minus this y, this x minus this x. Okay, now let's go. 13 minus 9 equal to 4. So changing y, because this is a y, it's going to be 13 minus 9 equal to 3 minus 1 equal to 2. So this 13 minus 9 equal to 4 and 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Okay, what is 4 minus 2 equal to? 4 divided by 2 equal to 2. You see, give us the same thing. But I just decided, let me take the first and second coordinate. But I have proved to you that it's going to give us the same answer, just like how you saw. See what I'm saying? Now let's continue. I'm sweating a lot, just wiping. Now let's continue. So now we're going to say, so I don't need this I was just showing you. So you can take any of this coordinate. So our slope equal to 2 means the value of a equal to 2. So we can plug in here. We say, okay, so y equal to 2x plus b. So now we need to find the value of b. b is the y-intercept. So how are you going to get b? These two coordinates, you can take any of these. Any of them. It doesn't matter whichever. Okay, let me just say, okay, let me take, for example, it doesn't matter, man. Let me take the first one. So, let me take the first one. You can take any of these two. So I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to substitute in this equation. So what the value of y? Y equal to 5. So you say 5 equal to 2. What the value of x? X equal to -1. So multiply by -1 and then plus b. Okay, 5. So this is going to be 5. 2 times negative, -2. So here's -2. -2, when you take over, it's going to become +2. So 5 plus 2 equal, since everything went over, we'll be left with only b. So b equal to 7. And b represents y-intercept, which equals 7. So y equal to 2x and b equals 7 plus 7. Because the value of b equal to +7. Now, so since we got the equation of a line, so this is that. So we want to look out of all these options, which one has the greater y-intercept. This is a y-intercept, which is, this is 7, and the slope here equal to 2. Now, let's start comparing. If I compare this with the first option, no, it's not true, because they have the same slope. So since slope already, if one already messed up, means everything disqualified. So this doesn't disqualify. Now let's go for the second one, B. Number 2, this one, it has a greater, because this slope is bigger 3, this slope is 2. Slope is 2. Now this y-intercept is 7.5. Even this is okay. So this also qualified. This could be true, but let's continue. We cannot guarantee without only one. Now let's go for this one. This one, number 3, slope equal to 5. This slope equal to 2. So for slope, yes, it qualified. Now let's come here. y-intercept 6.5, y-intercept equals 7. So y-intercept messed up. So since one messed up means everything has been messed up. So it's not true answer. Let's go for the last one. For the last one, slope equal to 2, slope equal to 10. Yes, slope is fine. This is bigger. Now, let's go for y-intercept. Y-intercept is equal to 7. This is 5.5. So y-intercept, no, is smaller. So this does not qualify. So our answer is going to be this. You know why? Because slope is bigger, both slope and y-intercept also is bigger. But for the other stuff, maybe one is bigger, another one is not big. So this could be the answer. Easy. It's just a waste of time. When you do this question, and it's easy like that, man. Thanks a lot. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I believe in learning from how to do things. If it's make sure you subscribe, and you know, you can just go and do donation to our Patreon page. I have a Patreon, I have a GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? I have all the means of donation because to make this project going, you know, any type of donation, the little that you think is too small for you, it could make a lot of change. And thanks a lot for all your time, you know. Subscribe, don't forget, share this video, circulate to a lot of people, you know, because the meaning of this project, this program, is to help as many as we can, okay? It's not only for one person or two, because you might think it's not helpful for you, but for somebody next out there, it could be very, very helpful. So thanks a lot, man. And you know, any donation that you did to me, it means so much. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Go to our Patreon page, go to our GoFundMe, because we need to have a lot of things. We need to put them together, like camera, you know, and a lot of equipment, so that we can improve on, you know, a lot of angle, a lot of aspects of these projects, you know. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate and I love you. Peace, man. Bye. You know, this is one of my students of knowledge. You know, she wanted to introduce herself. What's your name? Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Kali.
Yeah.
I went to Southend Primary School.
Yeah, China Wabantu. China Wabantu is everywhere, right? So this is my other son. His name, what's your name? Matthew, yeah, he's grade 11, man. So his aim is to score distinction, right? So you promise I want you to score distinction this time. And what's your name?
Joshua.
How much you promise me to score this time?
Distinction.
Distinction. Yeah, so China Wabantu is everywhere, man.
China Wabantu. China Wabantu everywhere.
Everywhere.
China Wabantu.
Exactly. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. If you had to give advice, which advice would you give to the people or to the citizens?
Trust Amish.
Why would they trust me?
No, because it's really good. It actually has helped a lot. I redid first year for maths. It was my own fault, but also I didn't know a lot of the work. And Amish said lots of hard questions, and it's demotivating sometimes to do the harder stuff. You just want to get done, but it's the hard stuff that makes you realize the easy stuff is easy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hamish. Thank you, and wish you all the best with your hard work. And I just want to say we appreciate you, and I have achieved like 93%. Sanmanani. This is Umar Nonkulawam Kizismongo. I live in Devon in KwaZulu-Natal, and I was born in KwaHlabisa in KwaZulu-Natal.
Hello everyone, this is Uketele Nomvalo from Johannesburg, Midrand. I'm studying through E. I would like to thank Mr. Hamish for helping us so much. We have actually got 90 to 100% on that. Thank you so much, Mr. Hamish. Siyabonga.